Hello everyone, welcome to Prim Legal. My name is Priscilla and I'm your host as usual. Thank you very much for joining us in today's session. And today we'll be talking about rape. I know we never really want to talk about that topic. It's hurting, it's not nice, and a lot of us get a little bit defensive when that topic comes up, but it's something we can do without, something we have to talk about. And so I was wondering, if I should ask you this question, what would be your answer anyway? How would you feel if you realize that ladies too can be sentenced to life imprisonment for rape? I mean, like, how would you feel if you found out that ladies can rape men too? The law actually provides for that. Gone are the days where we had just men raping women all the time, or where we all believe that, oh look, it is only a man that could rape, and that scenario was just what was always painted to us. Right now, the law says that's not it anymore. Both men and women can be guilty of the offence rape. Now, we had the new law which came up in 2015, and it's Violence Against Person Prohibition Act. Now, Section 1 of that particular act has defined rape in such a way that is all encompassing, and it is broad, and anybody now, whether male or female, can be raped, and anybody, whether male or female, can actually commit the offence of rape. Now, Section 1 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act provides any person, male or female, who intentionally penetrates the vagina. So it means if you penetrate a lady's vagina or the anus, and of course it can be a male anus or a female's anus, so you see, or even the person's mouth, without the person's consent, with any part of your body or any object whatsoever. And I feel like this part of the law is actually very nice, because before now, whenever you had to prosecute offenders of rape, the issue was always, was it the lady's vagina that was penetrated? It had to be. If it wasn't her vagina that was penetrated, rape was not said to have occurred. But as it stands right now, the fact that the VAP, I call it VAP, or it's called VAP, Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, the fact that the VAP Act has said that, look, it can be the anus, it can be the mouth, it can be the vagina. So you see, it means that rape has been given a better definition. Now it goes further to say that, look, the other person does not give consent to the penetration. The other person does not give consent to the penetration. So it's not the person that you are obviously raping did not consent to that act. And the act goes further to explain what consent is. It goes further to say that the consent is obtained by force. That is, peradventure, you actually got consent from the person. That consent was either gotten by force or threat, or any form of harm, or giving the person some form of substance or addictive capable of taking away the person's will to either give or not give consent. Or in the case of the person being married, you impersonated the person's spouse. So you see that consent has it's wide. So when people talk about lack of consent, it's much. Lack of consent can be that the person was under duress. You threatened the person's life either at gunpoint, or you used a very sharp object that the person was definitely bound to be scared. 2, you intimidated the person, probably with your size or who you are to the person, and you were able to make the person fear you and all that. Or you probably, allow me to use the word, drugged the person. The person is under the influence of alcohol or some other substance that takes away the person's ability to say no or yes. So that's it. The moment the person is on drugs or the person is drunk, the person can't say yes, the person can say no. So even if the person is saying yes and the person is tipsy, the law assumes that the person did not give consent. So yeah, you can actually rape a friend who is under the influence of alcohol. And when you are trying to say she consented or he consented, the very fact that the person can prove, like, even if I did consent, I drank a lot, I had taken enough bottles for the day, or I'm very certain that I had taken a particular substance that knocked me out and all that, it's already rape. So the law is saying, look, consent obtained in any of these ways will definitely lead you to life imprisonment. Like, guys, we're talking life imprisonment here. I don't think you can take, apart from the death penalty, I don't think there's any other punishment that is as terrible as life imprisonment. So I don't see why you want to, in quotes, obtain a consent that is not consent. Allow me to put it that way. Now, the law goes further to say that, look, if the offender is below the age of 14, so here we come, just gather here, let's talk about this. If you know that you have anybody that is underage is obviously under 18, but the law goes further to say that, look, if the person is under 14 and is found liable of raping somebody, so whether it's a secondary school student who raped a classmate, or just anybody, name it, the law says you will still be liable to 14 years imprisonment. So anybody approximately above 14, 15 and above can literally go for life imprisonment. But if you are below 14, it's going to be 14 years imprisonment. So this is where I get to tell parents, talk to your kids. Make sure they don't get involved in things like this, because, 14 years imprisonment, 14 plus 14, that's 28. Do you know what a 28-year-old boy will be doing with his life? Do you know what a 28-year-old girl will be doing with her life? It's amazing. You probably will be done with school and, service, already thinking marriage, and you have to spend all that behind the walls because you didn't know, or you knew but you took it for granted. Do not take it for granted. Now, VAP also went further to say that, look, if peradventure it was rape that was done by a group of persons, we know that gang rape exists, right? Okay, that if it was rape that was done by a group of persons, each of the people that were involved in that rape is nothing less than 20 years. There was a particular person that did the rape, and the other person holds the hand of the victim, or another group of people, did something to mount the door, like more or less like an accomplice kind of thing. So yeah, maybe the actual perpetrator of the act might be sentenced to life imprisonment, but you see the other people that were involved, we're talking 20 years. Of course, I don't have to tell you what 20 years is. 20 years is a whole lot. I know that. So this is what I'm trying to say. Stay away from rape. And I keep telling people that with the way the new definition goes, auntie, stop thinking that you cannot be guilty of raping a man. Stop thinking that a man cannot say that, look, as the time I slept with you, I was drunk. And there is no defense. You will go. The law has said it. There is no male, there is no female anymore. The law literally applies to all of us right now. Then 2, if you know for any reason that, before now, like I said, it was quite difficult. It had to be the vagina of the lady that was penetrated before we have the situation of rape. But now, you put your part of your body into somebody's mouth, whether it is your organs you put in the person's mouth, or if it's the person's anus, the law is just there, it's waiting for you. And I keep saying it, don't allow yourself to be the person that has to be begging the law, because there's nothing like I did not know, or had I know. Once you are caught, you are caught. So please, rape is not a funny situation. It now has a broader definition. So that your definition of, it's only men that can rape women, or the man enjoyed it now, all those kind of things, just delete it from your mind, because with the way the law is going, anybody can go for it. And yeah, stop anything that looks like rape. All right, so that is it, guys, for rape, and that is it for today's session. So yeah, till I come your way next time, please stay away from crime or anything that looks like it. So see you guys next session.